Hey guys, Alex here with This Cob House, and in this video I want to tell you a story actually, something that happened last week, and there's some good lessons to this story which I'll share at the end. So about a week ago I'd say, I received a letter in the mail from the local building department, and the letter basically said that they had noticed I'd built a structure on my property without a permit. So I knew that I hadn't broken any coding regulations. They follow the 2018 IRC here, and if you build 120 square feet or less, you don't need a building permit for that structure. So actually the building I'm sitting next to right here, this building is exactly 12 by 10 or 120 square footprint. So I knew I did not need a permit. So after receiving the letter, I went into their office and it just confirmed, I don't need a permit for 120 square feet, correct? They agreed. That's correct. You don't need a permit for a building 120 square feet or less. So then a couple days later I had the head building inspector for the county come out to my land to check out things and see for himself. So he came out here and I showed him around, showed him this building and the other straw clay shed that I've built here, and he was actually very impressed with these buildings. Unfortunately in this county they haven't accepted the straw clay appendix yet, so you couldn't build one of these, at least not easily, over 120 square feet, because you might have to get it engineered, but they just don't have the appendix accepted in this county yet. But he said they've tried to get it accepted and they might try to go back and get it accepted. So he's going to use these two buildings I've built here as examples, potentially to get that straw clay code approved in this county. They were really worried initially that the straw clay would have moisture problems, and so that's just a matter of educating them on actually how moisture resistant this material is. And so he was very impressed that there was no moisture damage. He's actually an advocate, I'd say, for using these alternative building materials like straw clay and cob. It's just their hands are kind of tied because they haven't accepted the updated codes or the new appendices for these. So long story short, I suppose in the end he was very impressed with these buildings. He liked what I built. He knew they were high quality, and so he there was no problem at all in the end. And he's actually going to get me a permit for this building. I'll probably use this as an office later. He's letting me live in it right now, which is really amazing. Technically you're not supposed to live in anything under 375 square feet here in this county. So that's an excellent outcome. And I'm starting construction on the next cob building, which I told them about, and they're interested to see that when that goes up. That's going to be another 120 square foot structure. So yeah, a lot of interesting things happened over the past week. Really good outcomes. I'd say it's a win for cob and alternative building materials with straw in this county I'm in. And I suppose the lessons I wanted to share here were that first of all, try to work with your building department from the very beginning. It's always best to work with them from the beginning so you don't run into problems. In my case, it's a little different, I'd say, because I'm really trying to pioneer these materials. So I just built this structure here and then invited them to come check it out. That's not the smartest idea in the majority of cases, so I don't recommend doing that. Go to them first. Most of the time, they're willing to work with you. They just want to see that you're building a quality structure that's not going to have problems, and that it's in line with their current codes. So work with your building department, I'd say. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of building codes and the legalities around building your own home, which is understandable. But that's kind of the world we live in here, so I try to work with them as much as I can. And secondly is always build high quality, build to the top quality as you can. Because, if I had built this structure and just used, poor quality materials and just slapped it together and it didn't look nice or anything, they could have had a totally different opinion and said, hey, this building is not good, you can't live here, you can't get a permit for this. They could even say, you gotta take it down. Who knows? Just things could happen. So always try to build to the highest quality, because it really made a difference for me in this situation. And it's always good to build high quality anyway, because then your structure is going to last a lot longer. So yeah, the two lessons I'd say are work with your building department. Our county building department here is actually very friendly, very open-minded. And then always build to the top quality that you can. And these things will make your building last a lot longer and save you a lot of problems in the process of creating your home. So I hope that was of interest to you guys. If you have any questions about codes concerning cob or alternative materials, leave them down in the comments. I'll try to get back to you soon. Thanks.